example style question. So the real question is quite similar to this question, but I just changed some numbers, so make this question very easy to calculate without the help of the calculator, which I really against to use in learning in the classrooms. So let's take a look at this question. There's a cuboid, as you can see, and two bottom sides are both x plus 1, and the height is 3 take away 2 square root 2. Then what is the x? We also know the volume of this cuboid is 1. So how can we solve this problem? Okay, so how can we solve the volume of a cuboid? Of course, you know it will be length times width times height, or we just use A, B, C to represent each different size. So you can also use LWH, represent length, width, and the height. So when we have those information, we can calculate the volume of a cuboid. We know already the volume of a cuboid is 1. Then what is the length, which is x plus 1? Then what is the width, which also x plus 1? Then what is height? That is 3 minus square root 2. Okay, so what does this mean? You have to expand the 3 brackets on the right hand side. That is a basic skill everyone should know since year 8, expanding double bracket. So we notice those two are the same. So binomial expansion, that gives us x squared plus 2x plus 1. And then we have 3 take away 2 root 2. Okay, these two brackets multiplied together equals 1. So how can we do about that? Okay, so what we have is actually we can divide 3 minus 2 root 2 to both sides of the equation, which we will have 1 over 3 minus 2 root 2. And this side we have just only x squared plus 2x plus 1. Okay, now we can rationalize the left-hand side. If you prefer, like me, I like to use all the unknowns on the left-hand side and leave 0 or the constant to the right-hand side. We can just do it without any fuss. So x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 1 over 3 minus 2 root 2. And in order to rationalize this fraction with surds in the denominator, we will need to multiply with the opposite sign in the middle in order to use the difference of two squares both in the numerator and the denominator, which means we are multiplying the original fraction with 1. So this part is 1, therefore it won't change the value of the original fraction. That allows us to use the difference two squares to actually rationalize the fraction. So when we multiply this, we notice 3 squared is 9, and the 2 root 2 squared is 8, so 9 minus 8. On the top is simply 3 plus 2 root 2. That gives us, because anything over 1 is still that thing, that is 3 plus 2 root 2. So now we need to move everything on the other side of the equation. Therefore, we have x squared plus 2x minus 3 minus 2 root 2 give us minus 2 root 2. That equals to 0. Then how can we solve this? Of course, the most directed way will be using the quadratic formula. So x equals 2a in the denominator with simply 2 because the leading coefficient is 1, and b squared is 2 squared, which is 4, plus minus, it's minus b, which is minus 2, plus minus square root of b squared, which is 4, take away 4ac. So take away, because we know the c here is negative, so we can just plus 4 times 2 plus 2 root 2. Okay, so now what can we do? So now we have 2 minus 2 plus minus square root of 4 plus 8 is 12, then plus 8 root 2. So notice that we can take out, we can take out a 4 from the square root because 4 is a common factor. Therefore, we have minus 2 plus minus, and take out 4 from the square root, it becomes 2. So what's left will be 3 plus 2 root 2 over 2. Now we can cancel out the 2, which leaves us only minus 1 plus minus square root of 3 plus 2 root 2. Now the question is, we cannot leave this as our answer because 3 plus 2 root 2 actually is a perfect square, and we cannot leave square root of square root in our answer. So we have to find out what does 3 plus 2 root 2 equal to. Okay. So the purpose is to find 3 plus 2 root 2 as a perfect square. So if you're familiar with the binomial expansion a plus b squared, that gives us a squared plus 2ab plus c squared, plus b squared, sorry, plus b squared, then you should be able to find out 3 plus 2 root 2 actually equals 1 plus root 2 squared. Because if you expand the bracket, you have 1 squared plus root 2 squared, which is 3, and plus 2 root 2. So therefore, our answer can be written as 1 plus root 2 squared. Then we know that we cannot take the minus sign here because if we take the minus sign, our result will be negative since all the length of a cuboid must be positive, so the negative sign, negative part of the solution, negative root is not valid. Therefore, our answer can only be minus 1 plus 1 plus square root of 1 plus root 2 squared. And since everything inside square root are the positive numbers, so we can just cancel out the square root with the square. So we have minus 1 and then plus 1 plus root 2. Cancel out minus 1 with 1, and then we find out x equals root 2. So this question actually is harder than the real Edexcel 2024 similar question, because in this question, not only you have to expand the bracket, rationalize a fraction with third in the denominator, you also need to apply the quadratic formula, and then at the end find the perfect square made out of square root, and then finally do a little tiny bit analysis, find out the negative root is not valid for this context, then you find your answer. So I think this is a better exercise for you to do rather than only focus on the exam questions which will never appear again in the future exams. I hope you understand the solution, enjoy the video, and see you in the next. Bye.